Imagine this. You wake up, not into chaos, not into anxiety, but into clarity. A morning not driven by stress or noise, but by purpose. No doom scrolling, no racing thoughts, just a calm fire inside whispering, "This is your day. You're in control." Hold on to that moment, because that was real. That's how one man chose to live every single day, even while ruling a war-torn empire, battling illness, betrayal, and grief. His name? Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, student of Stoicism, and arguably the calmest man to ever hold absolute power. He didn't just survive life's storms, he walked through them, composed, focused, unshakable. And what he left behind wasn't a memoir, it was a map, a blueprint hidden in the pages of his private journal, now known as Meditations. Today we're unfolding that map. We're going to take what he learned in the arena of power, pain, and purpose, and bring it right into your life, starting now. Whether you're battling burnout, looking for clarity, or just trying to stay grounded in a world that never stops moving, this is the guide you've been waiting for. So don't skip this. If you're still here, you're not like most people. You're not chasing noise. You're searching for meaning, depth, mastery. Stick with me, and let's explore the 5 Stoic habits that can turn ordinary mornings into a launchpad for an extraordinary life. 1. Find your inner North Star, the root of real discipline. Before Marcus Aurelius could lead Rome, he had to lead himself. And the very first lesson he mastered wasn't politics or war. It was purpose. He wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I rise to do the work of a human being.'" That's not a motivational quote. That's a challenge. Because when you don't have purpose, the world owns you. You'll chase distractions. You'll confuse being busy with being fulfilled. But when your life has a why, a reason bigger than your comfort, discipline stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like alignment. Ask yourself, what do I wake up for? What work is uniquely mine to do? What matters more than being comfortable? Here's where Stoicism breaks from feel-good advice. It doesn't tell you to follow your dreams. It demands that you define your role in this life and live it fiercely. In today's terms, that might mean parenting with presence, building something real, or simply doing today's work, well, honestly, with intention. Purpose isn't found. It's chosen. It's claimed. And once you claim it, it becomes your compass in the storm. When comfort calls, when temptation whispers, when life punches hard, you'll stand tall because you remember what you stand for. Discipline then isn't self-punishment. It's self-alignment. Here's how to start. Tonight, write down one sentence that answers this. What am I meant to do tomorrow? And tomorrow night ask, did I live true to it? That small habit, done daily, will sharpen your focus, build your discipline, and slowly transform your life into something truly intentional and meaningful. 2. Show up every single day. Here's a truth most people don't like to admit. People don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they give up on the days that feel heavy, the days that don't inspire. But Marcus Aurelius? He showed up every single day, not because he felt like it, but because he believed in something stronger than motivation: duty. At every moment, he wrote, keep a strong mind on the task at hand, just do what must be done and stay true to yourself. This isn't hustle culture. This is honor. It's the quiet promise you make to yourself and the discipline to keep it. Let's be real. We all love the idea of discipline when we're feeling inspired. But discipline isn't built in hype or motivation. It's forged in silence, in the dark, when no one's watching, when the alarm goes off and your body begs you to stay in bed. That's where the Stoic rises, because the Stoic understands. Every time you show up when it's hard, you're not just getting something done. You're shaping who you are. And here's the truth that stings, in a good way. You don't need to do something massive. You don't need the perfect plan or a 90-day challenge. You just need to do today's work, today. Not tomorrow. Not when it's convenient. No, that's how greatness is built. Not in intensity, but in rhythm. Consistency is hard, that's why it's sacred. Modern life worships speed and intensity. Start fast. Go viral. Transform in 30 days. But Marcus Aurelius knew better. He wasn't chasing flash. He was building foundation, layer by layer, moment by moment. He understood. The fruit of this life is good character and acts for the common good. Character isn't born in a single breakthrough. It's shaped in 1,000 moments. Saying no to the snooze button. Choosing focus over distraction. Staying silent when ego wants to explode. That's showing up. That's power. And here's the twist. Your hardest days are your most valuable. When it's raining. When you're exhausted. When no one notices. That's where the real ones are made. Anyone can show up when it's easy. The Stoic shows up out of principle, not convenience. That means you do the work. Even when your mind says, don't. Even when the world gives you a free pass. Because you're not doing it for the world. You're doing it for who you're becoming. Let the day be your training ground. Marcus Aurelius didn't live on a mountaintop. He didn't meditate in a monastery. He led an empire through war, betrayal, plague, and personal loss. And yet he stayed grounded. Because for him, every day was training. Every obstacle, a test. Every frustration, a chance to practice patience. Every insult, a moment to master his ego. You want to live a stoic life? Don't wait for peace and quiet. Use the chaos. Use the delay. Use the discomfort. The obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. That's the core of Stoicism. What once looked like a burden becomes a teacher. Stuck in traffic? Patience training. Criticized online? Ego control. Overwhelmed? Resilience conditioning. If you show up, even on messy days, you're already winning. How to build the habit of showing up. Let's talk real-world application. Showing up sounds great, but how do you actually stick with it? Start here. Lower the bar. Ruthlessly. Forget perfect. Forget pressure. Your only job? Don't break the chain. If you're writing, write one sentence. If you're meditating, sit for 1 minute. If you're exercising, do one push-up. Because you know what's harder than showing up imperfectly? Starting over after quitting. Stoicism teaches us that small daily wins matter far more than rare bursts of brilliance. Why? Because they add up. They build self-respect. And they keep you in motion. So track your streak. Celebrate the reps. Build momentum, not for social media but for your soul. No one's coming to save you, but you don't need them to. Some days you won't feel supported. You'll feel alone on the path. You'll wonder if it even matters. But here's the truth. The Stoic doesn't wait for ideal conditions. He becomes the condition. You show up for you. Not for applause. Not for praise. But because you made a vow to yourself. And that vow means something. This world is loud, reactive, and addicted to shortcuts. But if you build the muscle of consistency, if you keep showing up day after day, you'll carry something inside that no algorithm, no drama, no hardship can ever take. A calm, steady, unshakable core. Daily challenge, just show up. Here's your challenge. Don't wait for the perfect setup. Pick one thing and do it today. Even if it's small. Especially if it's hard. Do it tired. Do it uninspired. Do it like your future self is counting on you, because they are. And when today ends, ask yourself, did I honor my role today? If yes, well done. If not, don't shame yourself. Just return tomorrow. Because that's what the Stoic does. In the next part, we'll go even deeper. You'll learn how to train your mind to crave discipline, how to use voluntary discomfort to build mental armor, and how to detach from outcomes so you can stay centered in every storm. But for now, just show up. That's the job. That's the path. And that's where everything begins. 3. Embrace discomfort, on purpose. Here's a paradox most self-help gurus won't tell you. If you want peace, pursue discomfort. Sounds strange, right? But Marcus Aurelius didn't grow strong by avoiding pain. He grew strong by walking into it, on purpose. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Translation? Most suffering doesn't come from what happens. It comes from how we resist what happens. And the Stoics discovered the most powerful way to dissolve that resistance. Practice suffering voluntarily. It was called voluntary hardship. Choosing to go without. Choosing discomfort. Choosing the harder path before life forces it on you. Why? Because if you train for hard things on your own terms, you're ready when life throws them at you. Comfort is a liar. Discomfort is a teacher. Modern life sells comfort at every corner. Fast food. One-click answers. Instant everything. But here's the trade-off. The more comfort you consume, the less resilience you build. That's why the Stoics practice things like sleeping on the floor, skipping meals, or walking without a coat. Not to be miserable, but to remind themselves, I don't need this. I can do hard things. It wasn't about pain. It was about perspective. Try this. Skip your coffee tomorrow. Take the stairs. Sit with discomfort instead of distracting yourself from it. That tiny moment of ugh, that's strength training for the soul. That's discipline being built, one uncomfortable rep at a time. Train your mind to let go of control. Next Stoic principle. Detach from outcomes. Obsess over effort. We live in a world obsessed with results. Did it go viral? Did I get the job? Did I win? But Marcus Aurelius never asked, did I win? He asked, did I do what was right? That's the Stoic mindset. You don't control results. You control your choices, your actions, your mindset. So stop chasing rewards. Start loving the process. That's real discipline. Doing the right thing even when it doesn't give you what you wanted. Post the video, even if nobody watches. Apologize, even if they don't forgive. Work out, even if the scale doesn't move. Because Stoicism isn't about the payoff. It's about the person you become. Use the Stoic filter. Is this within my control? Here's your daily mental filter straight from Epictetus. Is this within my control? If yes, do something. If no, let it go. It's that simple. And that life-changing. Traffic? Not your control. Someone else's attitude? Not your control. A canceled flight? Not your control. The past? Gone. The future? Unknown. But your reaction? Your mindset? Your next step? Still yours. That's where your power lives. Not in dominating the outside world, but in mastering your inner world. How to build strength through discomfort. Let's make this practical. Here's how to train yourself to get stronger, mentally and emotionally. One uncomfortable choice a day. Skip the comfort food. Take the cold shower. Speak the truth even when it's awkward. Use the Stoic filter all day long. Is this in my control? Yes equals take action. No equals release it. Journal your effort, not your outcome. Don't ask, did I win today? Ask, did I show up? That's the only scoreboard that matters. Reward the process, not the result. Praise yourself for showing up, not for achieving. Because when the effort becomes your identity, you become unstoppable. Detachment isn't cold. It's freedom. Some people think Stoicism means being emotionally numb. It doesn't. Marcus Aurelius loved. He lost. He grieved. He felt everything. But he didn't let emotions rule him. He chose his response. And when things didn't go his way, he let go. Receive without pride. Let go without attachment. That's not indifference. That's inner peace. And here's the real power. When you stop needing the result to validate you, you become unshakable. When love isn't returned, you still love. When your work goes unseen, you still give. When the world misunderstands, you stay true. That's detachment, not coldness. Freedom. Today's challenge, one act of discomfort. Here's your simple mission today. Do one thing that builds strength. One choice that feels uncomfortable but makes you better. One outcome you let go of while still showing up fully. One moment where you respond instead of react. It doesn't need to be impressive. It just needs to be real. Because growth doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It shows up for those who are willing. In the next part, we'll go even deeper into emotional mastery, resilience in chaos, and how to develop a mind that stays grounded through heartbreak, loss, and failure. But for now, embrace discomfort. Let go of what you can't control. Own what's yours. and keep walking, steady, centered, and strong. For master your emotions without going numb. Life doesn't knock before it breaks in. One day you wake up and something's gone. Someone leaves. A call changes everything. Or maybe it's quiet, just stress piling up, tension rising, and suddenly you snap. So what do you do when your chest tightens? Your fists clench and your thoughts start spiraling? Most people run. They scroll. They snack. They numb. But the Stoic doesn't run. He sits. He breathes. He listens, then chooses how to respond. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. The Stoics never said don't feel. They felt everything. But they refused to be ruled by emotions. They didn't suppress emotions. They studied them. Then they chose a wiser response. That's not being numb. That's real power. Resilience lives in the pause. Here's one of the most life-changing Stoic truths. You are not your first emotion. You can feel anger without becoming angry. You can feel fear without giving into it. You can feel envy and still choose grace. There's always a pause between what happens and how you respond. And in that pause is freedom. That's where the Stoics trained. Not in avoiding feelings, but in controlling what comes next. So when life hits hard, you pause, you breathe, and you ask yourself, what would the wiser version of me do right now? That simple pause? That's where real emotional strength begins. If you don't master your ego, it will master you. The ego always wants to be right. It wants to be praised. It wants the last word. But the Stoic? He wants truth, not noise. If someone proves me wrong, I'll gladly change. For it is the truth I seek, not the illusion of being right. Marcus Aurelius. That's emotional maturity. Not needing to win. Not chasing approval. Just doing what's right, calmly, quietly, without applause. The Stoic asks, is this my principle speaking or my ego? One creates peace. The other creates chaos. Stillness isn't laziness. It's power. The world moves fast. Everyone's rushing, clicking, posting, reacting. But Marcus Aurelius found his power in stillness. Because in the storm, a calm mind sees clearly. Stillness isn't doing nothing. Stillness is deliberate control. It's the warrior who stands calm in the chaos. Not frozen but focused. When everyone else is panicking, you breathe, you think, you lead. Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved while the sea settles around it. Marcus Aurelius. Stillness is strength. Stillness is clarity. Stillness is where smart decisions are born. 5 daily tools to master your emotions. Let's turn Stoic wisdom into practice. Here's how you build emotional discipline. Name the emotion, don't become it. Say, I'm feeling frustrated, not, I am frustrated. That one word creates distance and control. Write it out. When emotions rise, grab a pen. Get it out of your head and onto paper. See it. Understand it. Then respond. Breathe before you speak. One breath. One pause. That second could save a relationship or your peace. Let go of needing to be right. Truth ego. Every single time. Protect your peace. Log off. Turn your phone face down. Walk in silence. Be still, on purpose. You are not your reaction. You are who you choose to become. We've all messed up. We've all lost our temper. Said something we regret. Reacted too quickly. But that mistake, that's not your identity. It's your starting point. The Stoics weren't perfect, but they reflected. They adjusted. They kept going. Every bad day became a lesson. Every misstep, a chance to sharpen character. So if you slipped yesterday, good. Now you know what to strengthen today. Emotional mastery doesn't come from never failing. It comes from showing up again wiser. Today's challenge, be the calm in the chaos. Today, don't try to be perfect. Just be present. When emotion flares, pause. When ego speaks, listen, then choose silence. When everything speeds up, slow down. You don't need to fix everything. You don't need to fight everything. Just hold your ground. Like a mountain, like a lighthouse, like a Stoic. In the next chapter, we'll dive into building unshakable values, protecting your attention, and finding lasting freedom, even when everything around you feels out of control. But for now, slow down, breathe deeply, lead yourself before you try to lead anyone else. That's what Marcus did. Now, it's your turn. 5. Build unshakable values in a shifting world. We live in a world that changes by the minute. Trends come and go. Opinions spread faster than facts. One day they praise you. The next they tear you down. So how do you stay grounded when everything around you keeps shifting? The Stoic answer is clear. Don't build your foundation on trends. Build it on timeless values. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Don't chase what's popular. Stand for what's permanent. Truth, courage, integrity, compassion, justice. These are your anchors. Because when the storm hits, and it always does, it's not your reputation that holds you up. It's your character. If you don't choose your values, the world will choose for you. Every day, someone's trying to sell you a new identity. Buy this. Believe that. Post this. They want to tell you what matters, what to care about, what to react to. But Marcus Aurelius had a different approach. He didn't let the crowd define him. He looked inward. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength that will always rise if you keep looking. The Stoic knows. Values aren't slogans. They're decisions. They guide your yes. They shape your no. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? And do I live it daily? If you don't decide, someone else will decide for you. Protect your attention like it's sacred. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but still found time to reflect, read, and journal. Oh, because he knew this. Your attention is your life. What you focus on becomes your reality. And today, everyone is fighting for that focus. Social media, news, notifications. They all want your eyes, your thoughts, your energy. But Stoicism asks, are you watching your life, or just reacting to it? If you don't guard your attention, you'll spend your entire life distracted. And worse, disconnected from who you really are. Simple daily habits to live by your values. Here's how you can stay centered, Stoic style. Clarify your values. Make them real. Write them down. Read them every morning. Limit the noise. Silence notifications. Block distractions. Your peace is more important than their algorithm. Begin the day with you. Before you check the world, check in with yourself. Breathe. Write. Reflect. Say no more often. Every yes to noise is a no to your soul. Review each night. Did I live by my values today? If not, adjust. No shame, just growth. Freedom is not escaping life. It's leading yourself through it. Some think Stoicism means retreating from the world. That's wrong. Marcus Aurelius didn't run from life. He led during war. He governed through plague. He lost children. He faced betrayal. And through it all, he stayed true to his values. Because to the Stoic, freedom isn't about escaping pressure. It's about rising above it. Freedom means this: to think clearly, to act with integrity, to live by principle, no matter what the world says or does. That kind of freedom, it can't be taken, because it comes from within. Today's challenge: let values lead. Here's your task today. Choose one value that truly matters to you. Make one decision that supports it. Say no to one thing that pulls you away from it. And tonight ask yourself, was I the person I say I want to be? Not for guilt, not for shame, but for growth. Because when your values lead, your life begins to feel like it's truly yours. In the next part, we'll explore how to lead others by example, how to inspire without preaching, and how to leave a legacy built on virtue, not validation. But for now, stand tall in what matters, guard your focus, and lead your inner life, because when that's strong, nothing outside can shake you. By now, you've seen what Stoicism really is. It's not just quotes on a screen. It's not cold. It's not distant. And it's definitely not outdated. It's a way of walking through this messy, beautiful, chaotic life, with strength, with clarity, and with calm in the center of your storm. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, holding the line, and remembering every single day you have the power to choose how you respond. That's the power the world can't take from you. So when life pulls you in 100 directions, return to what matters: your values, your breath, your reason, your peace. Because in a world that wants you reactive, you have the choice to be reflective. And in a world full of noise, you can still choose to be still. Now it's your turn. If this video gave you something to think about, a breath of clarity, a reminder of your strength, a shift in how you want to live, then don't just watch and scroll. Walk it. Subscribe if you want more Stoic tools for real life. Share this with someone who's feeling overwhelmed, lost, or ready to reclaim their mind. Comment below. What's one Stoic habit or quote that's helped you through life? We read every single one, and your words may be the light someone else needs. Thank you for being here. Thank you for walking this path with intention. And remember, you can't control the world, but you can control how you meet it. And that makes all the difference. Ready to keep growing? Watch the next video on screen. And until then, stay grounded, stay strong, and keep walking the Stoic path.